Well, spring is finally in the air, finally, here in downtown Fort Myers and also up in New York where it's been a terrible winter. And what better way to commemorate it than by getting some fresh cut flowers? And I'm going to show you how to arrange them. Let's do it. There's lots of options this morning at the farmer's market, so let's focus in on 3 different items to make our spring bouquet. I'm going to start with these Ossamarias. First of all, I love purple. It's a bountiful collection, and they last a long time, and they're not very expensive, and they're really pretty. I think purple and green always look great together, but these are really pungent and beautiful. They look great with the purple, and also long-lasting. Let's pick one more out and we're done. These crinkly little carnations wouldn't normally be my first choice. But again, long-lasting, inexpensive, and a perfect combination for the purple and green. Let's go buy them, put them together.
Yep, 6
There you go. Here's the 20. Thanks a lot. And we'll see you next week. Okay, so first things first. We buy these really long stem things, but we don't want the stems. There's no use in letting the water climb all that way to get up to those posies when you put them in their bouquet. So cut them in half. That's the first thing we're gonna do, and get right to the flower. That's what we bought. Very luckily found this cute little vase that's got a tight neck. Tight necks are good because they keep your bouquet really close together. Aren't they pretty together? Love the purple and green, and this white carnation has a little tint of green in it, so they're going to look really pretty together. It's always a good idea to lay the paper down that the flowers came wrapped in, and that way you have something to wrap up with all of those stems in it. Toss it and throw it away. So as you can see, I've gotten rid of half of that length. This is really all you need. I'm probably going to trim these down too a little bit, but we'll get to that as we start to place them in the vase. With these greens, more often than not, I strip away the excess so that you don't see all of the leaves inside the vase. You see how easy that is to do? Lift and just pull down and get rid of all of the leaves. The one important thing about arrangements, especially if they're on a table, is you don't want guests to have to look around or over flowers. So keep them under eye level. Standard rule. These are really going to be an accent, and they're very firm. So they may be a little harder to do, but the same principle applies. Pull up a stem, grab that center stem, from about halfway down, just get rid of everything except for the stalk. So now that we've gotten rid of all of our excess green, I'm going to just take one of each of the 3 flowers and put them together. And then just repeat the same thing over and over again. And you see what I'm getting at. I'm getting a combination of purple and green and white. So eventually we're going to have a really beautiful display of all 3 colors. I'm going to bulk this up and get as many into that little neck as I can. See, some of the firm flowers are great for supporting the center, and then the lighter, looser ones, the floppier ones, are really great on the outside because they will help fill out the bouquet. That looks like red and green together, so we want a little white in there. And then we'll put a nice floppy purple on top of that. And there's the beginning of our bouquet. You see how simple that is? White next to the purple and green. Green next to the white. Purple on top of that. The final additions, you want to put just a little bit lower so that when you pull it up, it has more of a rounded feel to it. Now, I'm going to lean them right up against the table and see where I need to cut those stems. Here's where the end of the bottle is, or the vase rather. So I'm going to trim these bottoms just so that they're all even. I try to get as much of these leaves off that didn't come off so that they don't get all sort of gross in the water. You don't want that. In they go. We're going to add some water, and they're going to last all week long. Just add water and you're good to go. And here is my beautiful little spring bouquet. Here's another important tip. Every couple of days, take those flowers out, freshen the water. If you have to retrim the stems, you can. With these hardy flowers, you don't really need to, but freshen the water and it'll make the flowers last even longer. You see, it's really simpler than anybody can imagine. Cut them down, arrange your colors, put them in a little vase, get them nice and close, and you're done. These little packets that they give you, I never use them. I don't believe in them. Just freshen your water. That's all you really need to do. Here's a little bonus tip from my first guest star on What Would Michael Do, the domestic diva goddess Liz Abbott. She reiterates some of the things I've said, but adds a very special little tip.
Good morning, Michael. It's Liz, and I'm going to take apart this beautiful arrangement that Liza received and recut the stems and clean the water. One of the things that I always see people forget to do is when their lilies open up, they forget to remove these horrendous staining stems. So I have, wet the paper towel and just go into the quill and grab them and pull those suckers off and put them in that wet paper towel. I hope you're having a great day. I love you.
Happy spring. Buy some flowers. Make yourself a bouquet. Or better yet, give one to a friend.